Personification with 50 plus example sentences, simpleMadeSimple.com. Personification is a figure of speech where objects and notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. It is like objects having the qualities of human beings. Example, the breeze touched her cheeks. Here, the breeze cannot touch anything. We are giving the human attribute such as touch to a non living thing, the breeze. This is called personification. Uses of personification, it helps the readers to think creatively and in an imaginative way. It helps them to easily understand the idea or content the writer is trying to convey and connect with the sentence or story emotionally. More examples, the candle flame was calm. Here, the personified object is the candle flame, and the human attribute applied is calmness. The fire burned down the house angrily. The object is the fire, and the attribute is anger. The fire burnt quietly in its fireplace. The object is fire, and the attribute applied is quietness. The roses in my garden smiled at me. The objects are the roses, and human attribute applied is smile. The leaves were in the shade and begged for sunlight. The objects are the leaves, and begging is the attribute. The moon watched me all night. The object is the moon, and watching is the attribute. The lined up houses looked at me. Objects are the houses, and looking is the attribute. My clock sings every hour. The object is the clock, and the attribute is sing. The flowers peeped out of the window. The object are the flowers, and peeped is an attribute. He grabbed the opportunity which knocked on his door. The object is the opportunity, and knocking is the attribute. The pizza came out happily out of the oven. The object is the pizza, and happiness is the attribute. The doughnuts kept calling me to eat them. The objects are the doughnuts, and the attribute is call. Summer came smiling, and winter went sad. The objects are summer and winter, and the attributes are smile and sad. The table trembled due to the earthquake. Here, the object is the table, and the human attribute applied is tremble. The trees danced crazily due to the storm. The objects are the trees, and dancing is the attribute. The village welcomed him happily. The object is the village, and the attribute is welcome. My village is always sleeping. The object is the village, and the human attribute is sleep. My village is always awake. The object is the village again, and the human attribute is awake. The ice cream agreed with him even though he was lactose intolerant. The object is ice cream, and agreed is the human attribute. The desert sun shines angrily. Here the object is sun, and the attribute is angry. My washing machine sings after it completes its job. Object is a washing machine, and the attribute is sing. The sunflowers shook their heads in the morning breeze. The object are the sunflowers, and shook is the attribute. All the stars winked at me. The objects are the stars, and the human attribute applied is wink. My arms cried after the weightlifting session. Objects are the arm, and the human attribute applied is cry. His foot screamed after 2 hours of running. Object is the foot, and screaming is the attribute. Dates are good for blood. Personified object is dates, and good is the human attribute applied. My laptop died an hour before. Object is laptop, attribute is die or death. My calendar reminds me continuously. Object is calendar, and the attribute is reminds. My TV is working very hard since morning. Object is TV, and the attribute is working hard. The mall is busy right now. The object is mall, and the attribute is busy. My car doesn't like me. Object is car, and the attribute is like. Pictures speak more. Objects is pictures, and the attribute is speak. The moon wished me good night. Object is a moon, and the attribute is wish. Her hands spoke to us. Object is hands, and the attribute is speak. My ears were happy when I heard the good news. Object is ears and attribute is happy. The windows went sad when it was closed. The objects are the windows and the attribute is sad. The walls were sick of the old paint. The objects are the wall and the attribute is sick. The moon waited all night for the sun to rise. The object is the moon and the attribute is wit. The fries swam in the oil. The object is fries, attribute swam. His pant shouted at him to wash it. Object is pant and the attribute is shout. The batteries went dead. The object is battery and the attribute is died. The volcano went quiet after a week. The object is volcano and the attribute is quiet. The wind whispered in her ears. The object is wind and the attribute is whispered. The garage was hiding a secret. The object is garage and the attribute is hiding. The tornado killed the entire village. Object is tornado and the human attribute applied is kill. The yoga mat was tired. The object is yoga mat and the attribute is tired. The books begged him to read. Object are the books and the attribute is begging. The door jumped in his way. Object is door and the attribute is jumped. My couch is calling me to sit on it. Object is couch and the attribute is call. The wind kept whistling all night. Object is wind and the attribute is whistle. The meat sat in the freezer for a week. Object is meat and the attribute is sat. The sink suffocated as it had too many vessels. Object is sink and the attribute is suffocate. My hair is happy after the wash. Object is hair and the attribute is happy. My car engine is happy after the oil change. Object is car engine and attribute is happy. My AC groans every time I switch it on. Object is AC and the attribute is groan. Simple made simple.com.